Fun fact, 99% of app spending is made with in-app purchases. Also, ordinary iMessage or sticker apps do not have in-app purchases in them. So today, you will find out how to create such an app just like this one over here. With rMESSAGE, you can let users download your app for free, try out some of your stickers, and then pay for extra stickers with in-app purchases. Ka-ching! It supports JPEG, PNG, animated PNG, and GIFs, and of course, to unlock stickers. Let's get into it. Let me show you what you will be able to create at the end of this tutorial. So here we are in iMessage and we have opened up our sticker app. And basically we can just swipe through all of our stickers. As you can see, there are PNGs, APNGs, GIFs, and JPEGs. And there are some logged, which is really nice. Of course, we can restore the purchases. Now, if we tap on this settings button, then you will see that we can order into columns our stickers, which is really great. Looks really nice. 6, maybe 2, whatever we would like to. And if we swipe all the way up, then we will be able to search through them or star them. Let's just star any of these. Of course, not the logged one because they will need to be purchased. But there we go. And now that we have starred some of them, we can just search through the starred ones by tapping the star at the top there. And let's just go maybe the skeleton. There we go. Or we could just go ahead, console out of here, swipe down and enable only the starred ones. There we go. We have only the starred stickers. Now, let me just show you how easy it is to just add a new sticker. So if we just tap on it and just send it away. Also, we can just tap and hold on it. So it's a really nice sticker. You can just paste it in there. Also, cool feature, let me just have some more here. We can add maybe the 6th version and just tap and hold. Now we can just add these tiny stickers, which is really awesome. Now you have these size variables. Also, if you just want to present a GIF right over there, you can just send that away. Now, maybe you've been wondering how to unlock these cool stickers. So we can just tap on the lock right over here. It says, do you want to unlock? You can just unlock it. Let's just have it here. Or you could just do the same also right over here. And as you can see right now, the stickers are much smaller because the size has been changed on the compact view. So let's tap on the lock and unlock this. Let's just purchase this. And you're all set. Your purchase was successful. Tap on OK. And now we can just send this yellow pumpkin away. And really great. And as you can see, now we have these available. We can also star them if we need to. And basically, that's what we are going to build today. This is our message. It is on Rebeloper.com. So store.rebeloper.com/rMESSAGE. You can take a look at all the features and what it has. For example, it has JPEG, PNG, APNG, and GIF support and all of that stuff, how you want to set it up. And of course, all of these nice screenshots. And just so you know, you will have also available an XCODE project, so you can take a look at that. But today we are going to do this live. We are going to create a sticker with in-app purchases with the help of our message. So let me just tell you that there are kind of two ways of creating messages like iMessage sticker packs. There is one way that we can add an extension to an existing app, iOS app, and there's another one which is an extension app on its own. So it's not tied to any existing iOS app. And we are going to cover both of them. So let's start off with the first one. So what I have here is an rMESSAGE app demo. So it's a template XCODE project with Swift UI. All you can see is we have this content view. Basically, that's it, nothing more. And what I'm going to do is show you how you can add an extension to this application, and then we are going to take it to the other part, another Xcode project, because afterwards it's the same for both type of iMessage type of extensions. So what you want to have here, again, this is with an existing Xcode project. So you want to go under targets, and you will see a plus button right over here. So tap on it and make sure that you have selected iOS, and type in the search iMessage. And you don't want to choose iMessage app, you want to choose iMessage extension. So make sure that you have chosen that. By the way, it could be anything for the product name, but this is what Xcode is giving us by default when we are going to create a standalone message extension. So why not, let's just create it like so. So let's click on finish right over here, and make sure that you click on activate, and now you will see a new target right over here. And if you expand the message extension folder right over here, you will see that we have a messages view controller, a main interface, an assets, and all of the good stuff that comes with the message extension. And basically that is what you have to do in order to add a message extension to an existing iOS app. And everything else that follows, I'm going to show it in a standalone message extension app, but you have to do the same thing over and over again in this particular example also. So what we're going to do is create next an iMessage extension. So for that, go to File, New, and create a new project. And let me just move this right over here so we can see it better. What we want to do is create an iMessage app. Do not create a sticker app or an iMessage extension, because the sticker pack app will just be a free or /paid sticker pack. So you don't have this functionality of unlocking and all of that stuff that comes with rMESSAGE. So make sure that you are selecting iMessage app. Let's create on next, and let's click on next. And I'm just going to put it right over here. Let's create that. Now you will see that actually on the rMESSAGE Demo 2 application, we only have the assets, and it requires us to give the app icon only. But we already have this extension, the messages extension. So right over here, so we have our messages view controller and our main interface and assets and so on. So let's see, what do we have to do in order to set up our messages? And again, you can start off with your iOS application and a messages extension from here. So what you want to do, and let me just go right into the browser. Let's just scroll all the way down and see the steps. There are only 5 steps actually, and it's really straightforward. So first step is to add the rMESSAGE library and add Swift collection. So let's start off with the rMESSAGE. So when you are going to make your purchase, you will actually have a resources folder right over here. It will say helpers, main, setup, stickers, and StoreKit Pro. And what you want to do is just drag and drop this into your Xcode project. Make sure you set copy items if needed, create groups, and most importantly, you want to make sure that the messages extension is checked. Okay, so let's click on finish right over here. And yeah, it should appear right over there. Let's see our next step, and that is to add in our Swift collections framework. Now this comes from Apple, and it's needed for StoreKit Pro to make your purchases. It's just a helper from Apple, so it is really reliable. So what you want to do is just go to github.com/apple/swift-collections and click on the code button right over here, copy out the HTTPS link. Let's go back to Xcode right over there. And what you want to do is add this as a Swift package. Now, once you select the project, package dependencies, and click on the plus button right over here, paste your URL, and make sure it's up to next major version, and add packages. Now, once this is downloaded, you will want to select all of these, so collections, DQ model, and ordered collections, it's needed for the in-app purchases part of our message. And make sure you add package. Before I do that, let me just remove this, and because I forgot, so here is how you can just remove that. I forgot to add, let me just paste that again in and add package. So once you select all of these three, you want to make sure that you select the messages extension. So this is what I didn't do previously, and it's going to add that to your main application, which is not what you want. We are going to make our purchases inside the extension. So make sure that you add a package right over there, and basically that's it. Let's hit Command B so we can see that everything is compiling and all of that good stuff. And also make sure that you have your iPhone available, because testing this out you will need an iPhone, a device, because in-app purchases are really hard to debug on the simulator. Okay, so what is our next step? Let's just go right over here. And our next step is to configure our rMESSAGE. And basically there are just two simple lines of code in the messages app view controller. So let's go back to XCODE and add those. So it's right over here. First of all, we want to create. That's pretty straightforward. Now you want to configure. So we just go configure, and you will see configure with rMESSAGE pop up, and our message. And finally, you want to scroll all the way down to did transition to presentation style. And you want to go rMESSAGE dot did transition to, and you just feed the presentation style. And that's all you have to do. It's already set up and really great. Now, step 3 is to add your own stickers. Now, this will take a while for you to get those stickers, to just add them. I already have them right over here. What you want to do is just delete all of these and maybe rename. It could be any name, by the way. And here you have, you can see my own stickers. Now you will see that we have APNG and other types of stickers. Now, if we jump to definition, so let's show in Finder, you will see that sticker 1 is a PNG, so .png. Yes, it supports PNG. It also supports .apng. Now, sticker 3 is .apng. And if you go right over here, let's see, sticker 3, there we go. And if you double click, or just click once, you will see that it says sticker3.apng.png. Now don't be alarmed, because this is perfectly fine, this is okay. This is how XCODE handles the APNG files. So it will say sticker3.apng.png, but that's the way it should be. So don't be alarmed on that part. Also, we can also have GIFs and JPEG files, which is really handy. Okay, so that's the step that you want to do next, to add in the stickers. And the next stop, and I believe that is in-app purchases. Let me just see that right over here. Yes, you want to add your in-app purchase ID to unlock the locked stickers. So how do you do that? Well, you want to go into StoreKit Pro. Under configuration, you have these product IDs. And if you scroll all the way down, don't remove anything from here. It's something else. So it is just the demo project for the StoreKit Pro. Don't mind that. All you need to worry about is this unlock. So you see, I have com.rebeloper, rMESSAGE, and messages extension. So what we want to do actually is grab our bundle identifier. So let's just go ahead and grab it right over here and go back to product IDs and just paste it right over there. So you can see now it's com.rebeloper rMESSAGE demo2 message extension dot, and you want to make sure that you have this dot non-consumable dot unlock. Now unlock could be anything else, but the other parts of this ID has to be in this logic. Okay, so that's that. Now we want to copy this out And yeah, this is going to be used from App Store Connect. Make sure that you already set App Store Connect up. But you also, if you want to test this on your device, like you know, while it's still in production, you want to also set this to the products list right over here. And we all have this last one. Make sure you don't again delete the previous ones. They are just used for the demo project in StoreKit Pro. And also under the products, store product, there's an unlock in-app purchase right over here. And you want to make sure that you also paste that ID right in there. Finally, what we want to do is make sure that this products list is available as a test. So go right over here and edit scheme. And what you want to make sure under the run debug, you want to have the StoreKit configuration of products.storekit. It will just pop up and you want to close that afterwards. Finally, this is the last step in setting up in-app purchases. If you just go in your target and just go signing and capabilities, you want to add with a plus sign the in-app purchases capability. So just type in in-app purchase and just wait for that to be repaired, creating provisioning profile, and that's it. You want this in-app purchase capability on your messages extension. So right over here, not on the actual app, which is really nice. Okay, so that's all you have to do setting up your in-app purchases. Let's see what else do we need to do. Finally, we want to set up and customize all aspects of our sticker pack, how it will look and feel. And this is the last file we are going to handle, and that is under the setup folder right over here. And I will just make this a little bit larger so I can explain all of this so you understand. First of all, you want to add in all of your stickers on the stickers array. You will have a sticker object right over here with the name. That is the name of your file. And then the type, that's the extension of your file, and a search phrase. Now the search phrase is used when we are in the expanded mode, so we can search for those particular stickers, and basically it should describe your sticker and users may just search for it. Okay, finally we have this is free. If the is free is omitted, so you are not using it, then it means that it will be free to use. Otherwise, you want to set is free to false. On the stickers initializer, the is free is set to true by default. Okay, so we have PNG, APNG, we also have GIF and JPEG support. And yeah, you want to set all of your stickers up right over here. Okay, so under the background, you want to set your background color. This will be used in the background color, and go ahead, feel free to just customize all of these. I'm not going to build and run over and over again right over here, but make sure that you test these all of these out so you have your unique sticker pack. The default value right over here is color.clear, which means that the system color of your device will be used as the background, which means white on the light mode and black on dark mode. And yeah, make sure to check out other colors for the background. Now here we have the columns. So under the columns, we have the option to can select. And this is set to true by default. And let me just go ahead and show you how what this looks like. So basically it is, let me just go and select my app right over here. It is this button right over here. If you set can select to false, this will be removed and it will use the initial index only. So users will not be able to just nicely play around with these grids, columns to their needs. In some cases, you want to avoid this. So yeah, you can select, you can set the can select to false if you don't want this button to appear. Now the initial index uses the values. So right over here, as you can see, I have two grid items, and let me just show you this. So we have 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. And as you can see, we have here 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8 grid items. The last line. So this initial index is set to 1. So the initial value of at index 1 will be used when the app is launched, and that is free. Now, if you set can select to false, again, it will use the initial value of whatever you add in here. You can add, modify these grid items as you'd like. Usually you just want to go up to 8 or something. It depends on your taste, and you can have quite a lot more or quite few for these values. Go ahead and experiment with those. Also, you can customize the button. You can see it right over here. Again, let me just open it up and see it. So here we have a slider horizontal.free system name. We can set the color of the background of this button and the corner radius. Basically, that's it for our column setup. Now, next up is our lock. And if you recall, at the beginning of our tutorial, we had a nice lock when we did not have in-app purchases purchased. So you can set the sticker opacity for the lock sticker. By default, it's set to 0.2. Set it from 0.1 till 1. Maybe you just want to have it with opacity of 1. System name. So what system font you want to use for the lock? I'm using lock.fill, but maybe you want to use just simply lock. A font. So what the font should be, and you can just go wild here with the system named font. And the color, so the foreground color of your font. Currently it is orange. And finally, for the lock functionality, you want to also maybe set up your alert. So the title is locked. Do you want to unlock? Cancel, button title is cancel, and the button title is unlocked. I'm pretty sure that you remember this alert when I tapped on the locked sticker. Now, there's also a swipe tutorial, and maybe you did not notice it because I didn't really talk about it. Let me just show you what that is. So right over here, you can see that it says swipe up to search or star stickers. And also there's a got it button. If I swipe all the way up, you will see that we also have another tutorial, swipe down to search and got it. So these are kind of the text colors, swipe up text, swipe down text, and got it text. Now, what does this do? Let me just go back right over here. So now, if you swipe down, you will see the search bar appear. So this is kind of the tutorial. If I tap on got it, this will nicely fade away and it will never be presented again. So you can see the swipe up to search or star sticker still there. The other one, not there. And if I tap on this first one also, it disappears really nicely. And if I swipe up and then down, you can see there's no more to be seen for that tutorial text. And basically that is what you can set up right over here, some text for your tutorial. Now, other stuff, show header in compact mode. Now, this is the compact mode. Let me just go there. This is the compact mode. If you want to remove all of this stuff, you don't really care about the stars, the header, like supports in-app purchases, and that a button for the columns, you just say shows header in compact mode false. And also, if I swipe all the way up right over here, you can see it says search or star stickers. You can also set shows title in compact mode to true. That's the other one. And where is it? Shows. Oh, here it is. Custom title in expanded mode. And if you leave it to an empty string, then it will not show. Also, supports in-app purchases. If you set this to true and you want to set only the bundle display name, which you can set on the info plist file, then that will be displayed. Okay. Also, if there are no star stickers found, then there's a message. Let me just see this. Let's remove all of the star stickers and let's see what that message is. So Let's remove all the stars. I believe I removed all of them. And now if I just go right over here and tap on stars, it says no starred stickers found. And you can start stickers in expanded mode by swiping this sheet up. And also you can see right over here at the bottom our copyright text, and if it should show the version number. So at Rebeloper and the 1.00 and the bundle of 1. Also, you can set the scroll indicators to be shown. Currently, I'm just setting it to false. I really like no scroll indicators right over here, and also in expanded mode, as you can see, no scroll indicators. If you set this to true, they will show. And also, if you want to remove the starring feature, you can set can star stickers to false. Now, basically, that's it for the setup. As you can see, we are all the way at the bottom. Now, this application, so this extension actually can be found at GitHub, at store.rebeloper.com/rMESSAGE. Go ahead and check it out. There are a lot of screenshots that you can take a look at. There's the code, there's the resources. Go ahead and check it out. It's at store.rebeloper.com/rMESSAGE, and the link is also in the description. Now, if you did like this tutorial, you want to make sure you check out 10 things that iOS developers stopped doing. Make sure to check out it. The link is right over there.